Good morning, everyone. Yes, I know. We are stepping into your Sunday Premier League morning slash La Liga morning, guys. It's okay. Arsenal will just lose. You'll live it. Life will go on as it goes. But we are here to speak of. We had a game in Concacaf recently. We had the Olympic qualifiers that happened on Friday, and Canada played Jamaica in Jamaica. Canada winning 2-0. But we're here to talk a little bit about things that we learned and walking into that second leg happening Tuesday at BMO Field in Toronto. What are the things that we learned from this matchup? What needs to change for respective teams to move one direction or the next? And to do that, we brought JD from the WeMaxit because we always maxing it at the WeMaxit. And we've had great conversations about this game after the game, before the game. We did a preview that's on both his channels, so make sure you look at that to see things that we did talk about, things that we were right about, things that we were wrong about. But entering into this, JD, first of all, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am pretty much okay. Good afternoon as well to everyone. Yeah,
Mhm.
man, as what you said, we talked about it, and I think we have not gotten anything wrong. I think every single thing that we have said turned out on
Mhm.
the pitch. I want to say that we just realized that you have levels to this, and I don't think Canada dropped off much. That's what we have realized.
Hmm.
In short a summary, we're going to get into it here. But I am pretty much okay because if you look at the standpoint of Jamaica, I think this is a group of players that kind of learn as it goes and
Hmm.
listen. They are not the egotistic type of persons. They will know that this team is not better than they are not better than this team and take the step to improve. And that is what I like about the Reggae Girls. So I will still say people so go and support them and try and motivate them. But this Canada team seems a little bit better than what we
Hmm.
saw in the World Cup, or maybe the teams that they played in the World Cup are just that was the actual true group of death, as what we have said, because
Yeah.
these teams are very good. That's what we can say. Yes, man. But thanks for having me, Africans. I'm gonna share
No.
the videos.
Okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and again, guys, with everything, put it in the comments. I think the question we're going to ask you, first question, and for everyone is, what are the lessons that we learned? We'll go through the lineups because, again, from a lineup, I didn't expect some things from Canada, but I hope they would do it. They did do it. I was surprised with the deployment of players. But guys, again, in the comments, let us know which players did stand out for you, which strategies worked for you. We'll go through this, but let's just go through this game. So when we're looking at this game, and we're throwing up the levelty of the lineup. So Jamaica came out in what Google is looking at as a 4-1-4-1 with Wilshire, Swaby, Plummer, and Blackwood as your back line, with Sampson in between that, and then with Williams, Primus, Spence, Jody Brown, and Kadisha Shaw up top. Canada came out in a back three, which is something I did suggest maybe they would go to. I thought,
You did.
especially with the injury to Jade Riviere, I figured probably Jade Rose gets the start, and then that allows you to go in a back three and play that way. I didn't expect Sydney Collins to start, but so glad to see her play, and she was able to look good in her time out on the pitch. And so a back three, they had a midfield of Lacasse, Fleming, and Quinn. Lawrence out wide as a wingback, and then Nichelle Prince and Adrian Leon as the strikers in that lineup moving there. So in terms of lineup and matchups, I think looking at the beginning of this game, JD, I think we've joked that the time frame has moved every time we say it. But I honestly thought like for the first little bit of the game, I'd say that first 10 to 12 minutes, I liked what I was seeing from Jamaica in terms of the ball movement, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Canada, seeing if Canada would take the ball. They decided to be a little bit more proactive, Jamaica did. But they weren't really able to get through and get that goal. I think Jamaica was really looking to get that early goal, get the crowd into the game, and then maybe from there try to defend and try chances on the counter, but they weren't successful. You looking at that first stretch of the game, JD, what were some of the things that you were seeing and some of the things
Um,
that you felt worked well?
what I saw still, because I was looking at both of the teams at the same time.
Hmm.
Jamaica, all Jamaica did in the first 15 minutes, and it was around 15 minutes. It never
Hmm.
stretched past 15 minutes. The Jamaica was trying to hold on to the ball a lot more and passed out from the back.
Mhm.
And that's all we did. Just passed out from the back. So we stayed longer on the ball. Naturally, for Canada and the United States, they came out pressing. So we had to let go of the ball faster. Well, Canada changed their system. So it took them a while for them to work in that three at the back. So we had more space. So we looked like we were doing more. But we weren't doing more, to be honest. We were just keeping the ball right there and trying to
Mhm.
build forward, but we never really created anything because anytime we came up closer to them, they were on the pitch for a reason. They were in that space. So it's just us to work and getting through them. But obviously, they are the same high quality. They just change their system and trying to work out, especially with Rose and Lawrence. They were trying to work out on that right hand side. So we
Mhm.
just came, we just tried something, and we are still in our product our learning stage. So we trying to keep the ball is just a part of just keeping the ball, and that's what we tried to do in the first 15 minutes. But once they figured out the three at the back, then the space started to open, and then that's where I thought we should have kicked on now, because we held on to the ball now to build our rhythm and try to bring the crowd in it, as what you said. So now was the time for we to start go through now. But we realized, oh God, this is a different level team, because now they're expanding, but they're keeping their energetic level up. And you have to go out there and match them. And
Mhm.
from the first 10, from the 10 to 15 minutes, we realized that, they can't match their energy level. And from the 15 minutes going down, it was downhill from there. You realize that Jamaica just withering down with the energy level. And we had to just settle for counters. That's what
Mhm.
we realized. And when it reached 30 to 35 minutes, you realize that we were pretty much done in energy. And 40 minutes, we were crying for the game to just stop and get with some rest. We have to be honest, because I
Mhm.
was matching the game stage by stage. And by the 40th minute, Canada was outright the best team. And we never had no other way in that game more than the goalkeeper to save every goal. The ground has to be bad. And then Canada has to miss all the chances. And what I have to say, all three of those things happened and kept Jamaica in the game.
Mhm.
That's exactly what happened, because when I saw Leon tried to control the ball bounced up on her and she couldn't kick the ball, and then she got a shot and the shot scuffed it and the keeper saved it. And so everything worked. All three of those things worked to keep us in the game, but we couldn't capitalize on that because they were just more fitter, better players, better system,
Mhm.
and they're just better mentally. They're just better everything, and they're a top team for that reason. But Jamaica will be improving as it goes, because we never had Jamaica in the top two or close to the top two. It's just a bunch of top three teams that we have to compete with, which is the 80, Mexico, and Costa Rica. We are on that
Mhm.
level, and Canada showed up and showcased that if we play like this, most of the lower tier teams can't match them. And kudos and congratulations to them, Yeah, but that's what
Mhm.
I saw from the game.
Mhm. No, and I think I saw some sort of things, especially at the beginning, where just a matter of going through. I know it's very on brand for a Canadian to complain about pitches, so I won't. But I mean, I like the fact that we're
No,
at two legs here. But yeah,
Africans, that was a
yeah.
bad pitch. That was a
Mm.
next level bad pitch. We have to admit it,
Well, because
even for Canadian standard, because if it was not the pitch, you scored more than three other goals. So you have to complain about the pitch, because the bouncing and the people can't strike the ball good enough.
mm,
So we have to complain about the pitch, but we are glad that we had the pitch, because the pitch saved us
mhm,
from conceding more goals. I
mhm.
honestly believe so, because a pitch keep. All right, let me not deviate, but look on Pacific Waterhouse. They complain
Okay,
about the same Sabina National State. No, it was Sabina pitch they
yeah, they
complained
played
about.
Sabina, yeah. Mhm.
Yes, and when they matched up with the actual proper pitch, it was not the same game. You understand me? So pitch is
Mhm.
very much important. That's why Pep Guardiola complains every day. You understand me? Of your grass has to be the right height, because when he comes, he wants his ball to be sliding. You understand me? Yes. So pitch
Yes,
is
yes.
important.
No, it
Yes,
is, it
pitch is
is.
very much important. Yeah.
And again, this thing I say that to the pitch all the time is it's a country issue, but it's also a federation issue. If the federation wants to be serious about it, they can just say, "Hey, this is the standard that we want everywhere. Make it happen, or you don't host these things, and that's it." And figure that out. I'm never gonna blame because again, we know federations will do that. Yes, people will tell me, yeah, Canada played in the snow against. Yes, I know. Everyone tries to find their advantage, and you do that. But until the federation steps in and says this is the standard, that's something that's going to be there always. The inequalities of that. But back to the game itself, though, it was on that pitch. Right, you have Nichelle Prince in the 18th minute scoring. Adrienne Leon, after she completed the crossbar challenge, where she was just having great chances, puts it away in the 92nd, 93rd minute. There, when you're looking back at this things, what we know after that 20 or so minutes, Jamaica definitely fell off in terms of staying with the pitch. You saw the midfield start to open up a lot more. If you're looking at this from a Jamaican's perspective, what are your takeaways? I know you mentioned some, but in terms of tactics, like what would you look back and say, okay, what should we have focused on here at that point where things start to break down, or things from that standpoint?
It was very clear. It was very clear what we wanted to do. Lance de Blake, thanks for being here. Massive respect. People, please click the button, like button, share, and subscribe over here as well, because we need to start do some post matches over African's channel, so we can build it up as well. Yeah. So what was very clear in the game, as the tactic, and I thought the coach got his tactics completely wrong, but that could have been based on the energy that he knows the team does not have, and that has to go back to the JFF, because if you don't bring their equipment, they fail to train, and on top of that, you don't turn up early for them to go to training. So you're doing everything for them not to do anything. So that's where I have to beat the Federation of Jamaica, because they don't present everything. You know the next team is better than Jamaica by a good stretch. So present them with everything so they have a true chance to actually get something. You understand me? But okay, the best way we can do it then, they are not good enough for the next team. So what we're going to do, we're not going to give you any equipment. We're going to turn up late, and tell you what, we can do even worse. Make sure 5 plane tickets not arrive early enough so everybody can't come. So let me go to tactics now. After all of that, now you don't have players.
Yes, I don't want to say it, JD, but I'll say more clerical issues than wins. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. So let me continue now. After all of those dramas now, and we took the pitch now, because I can tell you, the girls are playing. They are playing every time they are playing a team. They are playing against the JFF as well. So the JFF and the Canada team. So the JFF works for Canada as well. So that's how it's going on now. Yeah. So aside from the JFF working for Canada, yes, the girls them going to pitch. I would say Donaldson slightly had it wrong. I think Donaldson was surprised that they came out with a 3 rather than the 4. So he looks like he's structured for that. But when they came out for the 3, he was struggling on what to do, because now you have 3 at the back and you have 5 in midfield. So him might coming out for a mid-court press.
Yeah.
Cost them all sorts of problem. I think we struggled with that mid-court press, because when we should have activated a high level press to stop you from build out from the back, Canada was building out from the back for the entire day.
Yes.
And until they get it to Quinn or Fleming, which are the best protectors of the ball. And ironic, we couldn't get the ball from them. So really and truly, we lost the game through 3/3, and we have to be chasing on top of we not being fully fit. So that was the recipe for disaster, because we are not fit, and then we give up ground, and then we have to be chasing the game from the entire game, because we can't catch no player. So it's a recipe for getting tired and open up, and we couldn't full course press. So I do believe that the tactics was bad because of what we couldn't do. We couldn't go toe-to-toe with them because we never had the fitness level. And because of the JFF working for Canada, it helped that situation. So he couldn't high press, because we would have only played 5 minutes football and we get 14-0 after that. Because what you saw in the 35th to 48 minutes, you would have saw that from 15 minutes in the game if we tried to high press. And we couldn't call on Chantel Swaby, one of the best center backs in the entire World Cup, or she couldn't play because maybe she's injured, or she was one of them that turned up late.
Yeah.
because of the errors. So it's tough, people. But I'm not gonna bash the girls. Them Canada is a top team. The JFF is workless, and yeah.
Indeed, guys. Again, Lansley, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being in DNA Football. Appreciate you stopping by as well. And yes, Kush, more staff issues, more clerical issues than wins. The JFF, a love story. So you're looking at that. I think for me, I mean, if I'm looking at the Canadian perspective, Bev got it right. I didn't think she'd go to a back three. I think having Rosen would have helped that. But once she went to that, I was surprised with Collins being in, but she played a good game, overloading the midfield with players. And again, on the post match, one of the things you saw, it was the pocket. It was pockets of players, right? Rose interplaying with Lawrence, and then with Leon was working. You had Quinn and Fleming as a good partnership. The center backs weren't really pressured, which was something I was a little bit surprised about. I thought Jamaica would have tried to maybe press, not for the whole game, but maybe pick spots to try to press the center back, so you can start to build that simulated pressure that you have versus actual pressure, make the Canadian center back speed up a little bit more. But they didn't do that as much, and that gave them time. And when you have time and space, then at that point, everything is a lot more relaxed. Everything is moving through. And then on the other side, Nichelle Prince was good. I don't always like Nichelle as a 9, but in this game, her spacing and attacking worked much better than in past when you would play maybe with a false 9 and have your wingers as your wing forward. So I think Bev got this right, which I've been a critic of Bev in the past in terms of squad selections. I can't really complain about squads, but ultimately for the tactics of this game, the one thing you could always know about her is her choices will always surprise you, and they'll work more times than not. But I'll always complain about them because I'll think maybe we could have done this or that. But ultimately, I think for Canada, going down to Jamaica, getting 2-0, coming back to Canada to hopefully put it away, it works there. So everyone in the comments, who are players that impressed you there, what are things that are talking points post game? I know we have the federation, which is always, we have our federation, which is always as well. I think for me, JD, which kind of talks to this Jamaica side, one of the conversations I saw after the game was centered around Kadisha Bunny Shaw. Just this notion of this player, whether it's she's overrated, she's not stepping up for the national team, or what have you, she's not, the production for her on the national team sometimes in big games isn't there. And for me, my thought process is always, well, she does, but the styles matter as well as coaches matter, right? The tactics that you employ are going to implement and really show how effective a player can be. And if you're asking her just to be the lone striker to hold up the play and then let the team build up with you, I'm not saying that's not her strength. She can do it, but I don't think that plays to her full strength. When it comes to the conversation of Shaw, especially when Jamaica plays bigger teams and maybe the goal production isn't there, isn't a question of just that she isn't being played to her strengths, or is it just a question that you're playing team, so it's easier to mark a player like that out when you're only asking her to do simple things? What's your take on a player like that and her production or lack of production in these games?
Good question. Good question, because someone asked it in the chat as well, or not. Someone never asked it. They demand that she should come off the field because she's not as good as what Riri. And I said no, because if you're not evaluating football as a whole of 11 players, I think you cannot say she's not good. You understand me? The problem is the type of player she is. She's not a wing forward, roaming forward. She's more of a striker, box to back, a box striker. A poaching 9. That's what you want. So you need people to be creating for her. Jamaica is just not on the level when matched up with these bigger teams for her to be there. To be there as the individual, to stay in the back. She have to do more, and that really and truly, that's not her job. So balls are always harder to come to her because the quality of teams that they're playing against. So for instance, so at this point, she's just too good for Jamaica, and it can't show because she can't get the ball. You understand me? Consistent enough in isolated pockets, which that is her true trait. She's not the new type of players, them like the Salma that runs very fast, Ajibade, Ajikaye, Kanu, she's not those type of players. You understand me? That can take on more as wing forwards. Those are the new style of forwards coming through. She's not that. She's more robust, strong, physically imposing 18-year back striker. Just show what you can say then. Because Jamaica is not good as her, then you have to maybe work without her then in a system that favors a more fluid player, because you might need that more. So Williams that played for wide, Williams should have played the lone striker, so she can just run with her speed as though she pressed the back line and got the ball away 2 times. That's what she should have done then. So it's a combination of she's just better than Jamaica team. And Jamaica can't play up to match her strengths, period. So either just don't play her, and then that you don't have to cuss her, and play someone else that can use more speed, but they don't have the technical ability and the finishing ability as her. So you're going to lack a lot of things. So either. So they put her on a field to say, if they do get a chance, she's one of the best in the world at finishing the chance.
Yeah.
But we have nobody to create the chance, so we're going to keep the ball long to her. You get me?
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. Jamaica team is just not good enough for Bonisha. I would not say she's overhyped. Some strikers are just strikers. All right. And even men football, it's the same thing. So I think people just trying to bring her down. Even most of my Jamaican people just trying to bring her down rather than actually looking at that Jamaica team is not that all good comparative to the bigger teams them. They don't get any space, they can't create or nothing. You can't create on the field. So why are you complaining about the striker? No, that is a question to ask. You can't create on the field. Why are you complaining about the striker? Because the striker is the finisher and not the creator. So if you can't create on a team, create in a team, you should not be complaining about the striker. So leave Bonisha alone. Bonisha is the best thing Jamaica ever created on a football pitch. Period. All right? Yes, man and woman. So let them just leave the girl alone, Period, man.
I think that's true, because I think whenever it comes to the nines, it's the service, what type of service they have. I think whenever we've had conversations about the girls, the Reggae Girls, it's always, my question is, if you can get a solid performance from the midfield, that unlocks everything. Because to make a Canadian men's example, I think the most dangerous that Canada's men's team can be is when Davies isn't on the ball. If he has the ball, yes, he can be dangerous. But the threat of that player just saying, hey, he's level with the ball, or he's 3 steps behind, but in 2 steps, he's already gone. And giving that player that opportunity to now run in front, run with it and go, I think that's important. So I think when I look at Jamaica, like I saw that argument, and as a thing for people, if you ever see me tweet or use X, whatever you call it now these days, I don't ever say what I'm tweeting about, but I see a conversation, I just react. And that happened yesterday, where I was like, she's not getting service. So why are we saying the player is overhyped when what they need to show their quality isn't there? You don't just kick the ball and expect her to go 1v. She's not going to be messy. She's not taking the ball from the midfield, dribbling past 8 players, and then finishing.
She ain't running past Buchanan. She's not running past Buchanan by herself. That's not going to happen.
Can the player do it? Yeah.
Can
the player do it? Sure, but that's not her strength. That's not her strength,
she can't
though.
do it because she has to bully you and let you drop or something for she to outrun you. She's not the fastest forward. She's very strong. Her finishing ability is good. So you need wing players. Oh, ironic. Manchester City has some of the best wingers. And she scores some of the most goals.
But then that's a question of like utilization and just tactical usage, right? And that's where, like, when I look at her with Jamaica, I wonder, are we, and even for Jamaica, like, are you finding players that can complement what her skill set is? Because if your strategy is to defend for a lot more so than that, and yes, I know I made the Nigeria comparison, and we will always fight back on Nigeria comparison, which is there's more quality around a player like an Oshala that she does it all on her own. She can, and she has, but there are more players around her that allow her to just be that.
But as I said, but with Nigeria, you could never use Nigeria as a like Nigeria. Jamaica cannot play as Nigeria. All of our Nigeria forwards are better than all of Jamaican forwards because they bring some things. They bring speed and also the forward other traits. All right, speed and also the forward the traits, and that is always the problem situation. So for instance, they had Canoe. Canoe is fast, a finisher, strong. Canoe at alone. Ajikaye, fast, strong, a finisher alone. Then you have Anamono. She's fast, and she's big and strong like Bonisha. And then you have my girl from Barcelona. She is fast, strong, and a finisher as well. So all of them combined, three of them, like you start three because you can't start four of them. So you start three, right? And then you have Monday as well. Monday can come on and cause all sorts of problems. She's fast, strong. Jamaica does. Jody Brown is very, very weak, incredibly weak. And sometimes she's trying to cut and she fall down herself. So you cannot rely on her to give Bonisha a ball. You understand me? Williams on the next side is fast and strong, but she's a striker type player. So she's trying to run in the same channels as Bonisha. So she ain't looking to give Bonisha no ball. She's trying to go for herself as well. So we couldn't use that Nigeria style to cause Canada that type of problem. That's what I saw. We couldn't. We can't play like Nigeria. Nigeria have some serious ballers, Africans in some positions where we just TPN will run the entire day. It's not happening. Yes, we don't have that player to take the ball from midfield and just run through the entire midfield. And we don't have two deep six that has all type of problems. Nigeria have 4 of those 6. 4 of those 6.
No, the Ghanaian me knows. It's why I wasn't at the World.
4
I know
of those 6. So if you have 4 of the world's best strikers that are fast players with striking ability, that's exactly what we are complaining about. That Shaw does not have. It just makes them in a more threat, because some of our players are just passengers. I have to be honest, man. Some of our players are passengers, man. So when people going out beating Shaw, nah, man, Jody Brown and those players need to be called out because they are not as good as what people says. They have terrible performances after terrible performances, turn up in 1 in 15 games. And then because you're born in Jamaica, we have to talk about that as well. You get more game time. You understand me? Because she don't play good, man. So people should avoid Shaw, leave the girl alone. Let she do her thing. But we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. We're just a team that are a team will get better in the future. We're trying to find the right pieces. We have Washington and those players to come in. So give them a little time. And when they get better, hopefully Bonisha is still around and we can be a deadly team. But no, we ain't cracking this top 3. I'm very sorry. We ain't challenging America and Canada at this point.
Oh, I don't think you were going to challenge America, and I think you could, again, I think you were going to challenge Canada in that sense. The top 3 conversation we'll get to a little bit, but let's go into some comments. Mr. Dre, yes, she does more work for Jamaica than City. At City, she just lays off the ball, then goes in the box.
And running the box,
yeah. And that's that's a question in terms of, do you have the right players for you? If Shaw was with Nigeria, she would flourish. Yeah, she would.
Yes, as well, because she would have played the position of Anamono, because I think she's actually better than Anamono. And the finishing end, Anamono might be stronger than her as well, but she could fit in there. So that is true.
So just on a future question for you, like I know you mentioned like some players coming, like is
Washington.
What's the type of player you think What's the type of player you think Jamaica needs to unlock a player like Shaw, or to really, for me, it's more so midfield.
Very easy.
Right now, whenever they come up against Canada, that's the question. Yeah.
Very, very easy. We have the players them already. The problem is we can't, it's ladies games, I can't talk about balls, but tell you what, let me find the next word. We have to have the confidence to say, listen to me, man, I'm going to take off some people and put some players on. Washington, I would have started Washington in the 3, and I would have gone with Simmons. Simmons can play out wide and use her strength as well. She is stronger than, she's better, she's fast, just like Jody Brown. She's stronger than Jody Brown, and she's a better finisher. So with a better finisher, what it does, it makes people give you 2 mind. You put defenders in 2 mind. Oh, she's going to shoot or she's going to go for the dribble. because she has the ability. So that would have opened more space for Bonnie Shaw, because in Manchester City, the reason why people can't get close to the wingers and give Bonnie Shaw more space, because the wingers can score as well. So when they cut in, they can shoot, and then Bonnie Shaw get more space to find that little pocket to do more. So I would go with Simmons and Washington. Or if you don't want Washington on, you can go for the same Williams, because Simmons, Williams, and two ends. I thought that they would have given more. Even Tiffany Cameron, she offers something different as well. So they could have gone for a lot more other options. I just believe that he went with the favorites after putting Brown in the team. Brown and Blackwood. Yeah, because even though I thought Blackwood could have played better up forward, I don't think she have the quality to play in a true fluid system. She just don't have it. So Brown and Blackwood just does not have the next level ability to play in a next level team. They couldn't go and get game in the Canada team. None at all. None of the two of them. It doesn't matter how fast they look, how strong they look. They could never go in the Canada team and get game. They can't go in the American team and get game. And they can't go in a lot of other teams and get game. I don't even think Jody Brown and Blackwood would have played for 80 team, because they're not going to play over Bathsheba. They're not going to play over. Jody Brown and Blackwood cannot play in the 80 team, because they're not going to get any game over Ketna Louis or Bathsheba over that side. And that's not a disrespect, that's just the truth. So we have the quality, but the coach has to just stand up and say, listen to me, you are not playing good enough. Let me put the other person. Simmons is doing very well in our development. Give her a time, man. Give her the time, man. Jody going to school just the same. Simmons doing better than her. So why the next player can't play? She can play wide, man. So I would say Simmons would have changed things for now, but we still need more pieces in the future.
Oh, of course. Of course, it's about, again, you're building the picture of what your team is, and getting Simmons. And I think Simmons and Washington. I saw Washington for me at CONCACAF W. That was a name where I was saying, okay, this could be a piece. This could be a very interesting piece. I know at the U20s they weren't able to show as well. We watched that game, and Canada was a buzzsaw in that tournament. I think that's the interesting thing. Now, when you're looking, we're wandering closer to Tuesday, which is the second leg. Yes, Jamaica's down 2-0, but we have to play the game of what if Jamaica is to win this second leg in Toronto, what has to happen? And guys in the comments, let me know as well. If Jamaica is to win, what is to happen?
This is the post-match for the next. I thought he would have done here. Because now I have to write down my mathematics to say what we can do to win this game. Because now they're going to be playing at a higher reaction timing, because now you don't have any ifs and buts on the field. The grass will be sliding. The ball will be sliding in the grass and going at a faster pace. So for me, I don't know. I think we need Jesus
on a Sunday morning. On a Sunday morning, he says it. JD, why?
We know. God don't intervene in gambling, but I'm very sorry, people. Wow. I'm not a liar. I am not coming to lie to them, people. I can't see we scoring 2 goals and they don't score 5-6, because that game is a solid 7-0 game. The best we could have gotten 7-1 with Williams getting that chance. 7-1. They are going to create more than 25 chances in Canada. I am very sorry, people. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see them not finishing 2 chances out of 25. So we have to just think about something else.
Yeah. True, but the question was, if they were to win, what needs to happen? Not will they win.
Because no, you're going to tell me that I should tell. Let me tell you. Quinn has to be injured. Flemings has to be injured. Buchanan has to be injured. And then we have to change out all of those players. Yeah.
So no choice. So no hope for you. Then. No hope. Okay. No, that's fine.
the coach has to just take off some of these players. Them the best chance. Let me tell you, the best chance you have. Jody Brown cannot play. Buchanan, even Blackwood cannot play. So Jody Brown and Blackwood cannot play. They have to just come off the field, and then we switch Wiltshire over the left-hand side and put Cameron over the right-hand side and bring in Simmons as well. That's the best chance we have to do something. All right, that's the best chance we have to do something, and we have to stock in, and we can't be expansive. So we have to make those changes and play a system like in the World Cup. And in the World Cup, we still gave up big chances, just the same, playing deep. So I'm trying to find the best way, but that's the only possible way we have a possible chance. And on top of that, the game has to go the same way like France game, where Diani has to hit the post 64 times. Yeah, it has to come down to we need Jesus.
Diani on the crossbar challenge for everything. Yes.
It has to come up. So Leon has to be terrible with finishing. Everything just go bad for Canada. They get 3 injuries and we just score 3 goals. Because remember, we need 3 goals, without you answering anything. You understand me? Yes, so we need that. So yeah, people, please just help me. Yes, and Swaby, yes, and Swaby need to come back as well with those 3 changes. So we need 4 changes. We need Jesus, and we need Canada to be bad. 4 of them players to be bad for we to win it. So people, if you can come up with a better way to get the result, please educate me. Because I said what we need, and you guys are going to die with laugh. But I went for 4 changes. 3 of Canada people injured, and Leon have a bad game. Because Leon better than the actual next Leon. You understand me? We need this Leon for the national team. For the men's national team as well, too. So, yeah.
it will be interesting just because I know, like, that game, like, I tried to get tickets. I thought about getting tickets to that game. No way I could have made it. There's a lot. Canada's team has had a lot of retirements. There's a possibility this might be the last time we see Christine Sinclair in a kit. It's going to be an environment, to say the least. It's going to be sold out. It's been sold out, so you're going to see 20,000+ people in there from early. So it'll be an environment. This will be an experience for Jamaica.
Just go out there, girls, and just play your best.
Just
go out there and do your best, because all I'm talking about, we need Jesus. I love you, girls, just the same, more than anything else. That I'm going to turn up. Even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I have to stay up to watch you, girls. I'm going to, because I love you, girls. I don't really care about the other thing, but I am still going to show you love every time. And I'm always positive people on my stream. Don't worry yourself. I am at least people we knew we weren't going to win, but we still turn up and supported the girls.
Yes, equally. The support's been great.
Because, we love the girls. Them, it's just the mans. Them when they're not winning, we are going to be cursing. But the girls, them, they can lose all they want, and we are going to support them regardless. Yes, that's just me.
And that's
people can
fine.
say what they want.
Support.
I'm going to support the girls regardless. So I don't business about results. Yes.
Yes. That is true. No, so say that was a hot ticket. I don't think you understand how quick those tickets went in Canada. They went quick. So I had no chance.
Jamaica is top 3, and I'm top 3 in the ladies' sport, and so a lot of tickets will be sold. It's not top 3 in the football playing part. I will not go into that part, but I know what I'm talking about, and the chat know what I'm talking about. So
funny news, funny still, JD. Funny still.
Ticket will be sold.
Okay, but you did mention the top 3, and I did want to kind of close off with this because we're making the assumption. We'll put our prediction at the end, and we'll go. But this conversation that we had after CONCACAF W, top 3 countries, who is the 3rd best team at in this region in terms of the ladies football? I said there's a category of Costa Rica, Jamaica, Mexico, and Haiti. Now we've had the World Cup. We have the road to the Gold Cup that's happening right now. But as it stands right now, by definition, Jamaica is, based off competition and based off what we assume will happen on Tuesday, Jamaica will be considered the third best team for women's football in this region. Do you think that they will be that they can maintain that? Is the question. Do you think they can
When I say
maintain their spot there?
top three never had nothing to do with football.
Oh, I know, JD, I know,
Mr.
but I'm
J, I was
asking
not
in the
talking about
football.
football. Oh, you're asking about football question now. Okay.
Yes, I am. Trying to save you, JD. I'm trying
Mr.
to
J,
save you.
you're top one and nobody else beside them in the region. You understand me? Yes, so let me move on from that side, Mr. Dre, you know? Yes, anyways, let me continue to the football inside.
Yes.
I watched Mexico the other day, and I want to say that Canada has to watch out. Mexico is going to be real good in the next 4 years. You know, their creation, their fluidity, their footballing IQ is next to none. I actually think they're still the third best team. You know, they're just trying to fine tune some things. I think that you have to. I think they are going to be the one to take this, cement themselves as the third best
As
team.
the third best. Okay.
Jamaica and Haiti will fight hard. Costa Rica will come. Panama shows that they are a gritty team, so they will try. But I think Mexico has the resources and they just have the playing style that can be much more consistent. That's the word. Jamaica does not have the playing style to be consistent. If Jamaica don't really kick the ball along and use Bonishaw's power to win, it's very hard for them to win a game. Look at Panama the other day. I don't think Panama should be on the level of Jamaica, but because we can't do certain things at the highest level, it's just hard for we to be consistently beating every team. So I don't see Jamaica as the third best team in the region. I think it's still Mexico. And and in the next 4 years, I think they are going to be the ones tipping that third spot. Canada looks like they're still safe. I wanted to say that Mexico might step over Canada as well, but it looks like Canada has some seriously good talents that ain't getting old for now. Because that Quinn is the next story, you know. That Quinn thing is the next story. Oh my God, Quinn is different level. Yeah, Quinn is good, man. You know. Yeah.
Quinn is good, and I think the way that they've been able to play as that CDM for Canada is great. I'll give my two. I think I'll go by. This is how I feel. I think right now you can say yes. By definition, Jamaica maybe is the third best in the region, and I will say this time next year, that team will be Haiti.
Haiti? Oh, you're going for Haiti over Mexico?
I think this time next year, we will look at Haiti as the third best team in the region.
I saw what they're doing. They're passing the ball good, and they are creating chances more than Jamaica. That is for sure.
And that's the big problem.
And they have the players. They have the players too as well. Yeah, I wouldn't. In the next 2 years, I would not be surprised if they are better than Jamaica because of who they have. We just don't have those wing players. Or the coach just not fitting the wing players them properly. So yeah, I could see Haiti being better, but I just think we are disrespecting Mexico. I think Mexico is truly good. You know, they had a hiccup, but Mexico is truly good. You know.
I think Mexico is going to be good. No, we're not touching that.
We're not going to go into Quinn. We're not going to go to Mr. Dre. The girl was very good on the field, Mr. Dre. Stop it. I heard people coming in, Africans telling me that we need petition. We need to petition because this girl cannot be on the field. She's too good.
They played well, and there's so many layers to this, which it's not really an issue. But anyways, I think back to the Haiti point, I think Haiti has the players to reach that level. I think the question will be for them is, will they Haiti? And by Haiti, I mean, will they have 1,000 shots that don't hit a target? Because if Haiti is number one in our hearts of creating big chances and having nothing to show for it. But the players that they have, like you said, on the wings, they have the player. When you have a player like Duvernay in the middle that can carry the ball or can create like that, I think it does lend to what you want to do. And we only saw one game.
Passing football.
Exactly.
I know they're passing the football. So I think, I could see, but that tells me that Jamaica could drop down to 5 or 6, you know, with Costa Rica. Because Costa Rica ain't trying to lose their spot. So if Jamaica can't get it together, we are gonna drop way down. So yeah, it only shows you that the CONCACAF region is getting harder. That's what we need to say.
It is.
In terms of the third spot.
Yeah, we're reaching an age right now where we're seeing a lot more parity coming at, especially at the youth levels, right? We saw Costa Rica. I know Sheikha Scott left with the injury, but that's a baller for Costa Rica that they're looking at her and they're saying, okay, Haiti has their Dumernays. The U.S. has all 17 Thompson sisters. Like, like the U.S., Jamaica has, they have Summer, they have a Williams coming up. And they're looking at her, Scott, and saying, yeah, we have her. So we're good. We have our own version of that. Canada has all the Chukwus, plus Olivia Smith is like, I'm still a person. I'm still here. Simia Wujo is still like everyone is getting their players that they're saying these are people that we hope to build around. And which is why I think the next 4 years are going to be fascinating in the region. Plus, when we get to the World Cup time, which is why I've said, I think whoever wins the next World Cup is you can say no, they are the top team, because the parity we're seeing in the sport is a lot larger than it is. And I think you'll see better versions. I don't think the US at the World Cup will come out like they have. I think some of their players will have 4 years to really put into
next World Cup.
Yeah.
USA will beat up a lot of teams. USA will come out and they are going to be very good because they were getting good at the wrong time. And if they had passed that game, I am telling you, it would have been hell and powder, because I think they would have made the finals. They would have fought to make the finals. Yeah.
That's why I said with that team, I didn't think they were going to win the World Cup this year, because I think those players needed to get under these lights for the first time. But yeah, next World Cup, wherever it is going to be, first of all, just put it in South Africa, guys. Just do it. We deserve a women's World Cup in South Africa. Just do it, guys. Just do it. Either that or Brazil. If it's in Brazil, I will go, JD. We're going. Okay, if it's in Brazil, pack your bags. We are going. We are both going.
Yeah, I need to come at one game for real. Yeah, so I'm going to some games soon. I remember I'm already sorting out things, So yeah, I'm ready. Brazil, Brazil. Of course I'm going. Brazil, of course I'm going. I am there now. I moved. I never even remember what you just said. Brazil. All right, Africans don't speak this thing. My elders has a problem. Start Africans.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Every game is a draw, by the way, for those who are following the Prem, except for Brighton and Bournemouth. But you guys weren't even watching that, anyways. But Brighton is up 2-0. Everyone else is tied right now. But we're only gonna go for about an hour here. So before we do head out, we have to talk about predictions. How do we see this game going? I know last time we did predictions, we did worst case scenario, best case scenario, and realistic. I think, I will go. I will do the same thing. So we'll go worst case, best case, and then realistic. For you, JD, what are your 3 scores for Tuesday's matchup?
My 3 scores. The last time I said a draw for Jamaica, and anybody scoring over 2 goals is Canada. My best case scenario, Mr. Dre.
We are not. We are not.
Mr. Dre, you see you here. All right. So for me, the best case scenario for Jamaica is to get a draw in that game. Okay. So I'm not even thinking about advancing. And the worst case scenario, I think they're going to score more than 2 again. And I want to say that they're going to score more than 2 again, But we can work on some things to improve ourselves, to not get lost in the pack of people rising up on us, That is my situation now, So I saw that ADM coming with new coaches, Mexico coming with new coaches, Spain coach, and a bunch of more players that we talked about. So everybody coming to take that spot back from Jamaica. So we have to just try work on some things. I think this game is a little bit beyond us because these quality teams are just a little bit beyond us. So I just want something good from the girls, and I'm here supporting them I'm supporting them. Let me not use the next word because people always cuss me saying I'm watching girls football for the wrong reason.
We watch for the tactics, JD. We always
yes. I watch people stop saying I watch girl football for the wrong thing, because when it comes down to breaking down football,
No, you're one of the
you know
best.
that I'm here. You do know that I'm here. But you know, sometimes it can become a bit distracting because Jamaica is #1 in that location, you know.
I'm trying. It's a Sunday morning, JD. Don't do this to me. Okay, so those are your scores. I think for me, the worst case scenario, I think maybe it's Canada losing the game. It's the worst. But that I can only see maybe like a 1-0 happening in that type of a situation where it's a tight game throughout, and then you get a goal or you get a free kick at the edge of the box, and then Bunny sends a rocket to the top right corner, and you can do nothing about it. That's my worst case scenario. My best case scenario.
No,
Yeah.
but stay in the worst case scenario. What happened to all of the other chances Africa, Canada will create? They are not going to create nothing on the field.
And Canada is playing the frame challenge, so we're hitting every part of the goal frame, right? The top corners, the bottom corners.
That's the reason why I don't come with these madness, I don't come with the other stories because I know that we can score a goal by Bonisha because Bonisha is one of the best goal scorers in the world. But what will happen on the next side? We can't control midfield because clearly your midfielders are better. Some says for the wrong reasons. You understand me? So yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah. So that's my worst case. My best case is very is Canada wins 3-0. Sinclair comes on in the 65th minute and scores 3 goals, and we get to cheer and celebrate. Hopefully not the last time, but possibly the last time we get to see her play in Canada. For that's my best case scenario. My realistic scenario is 4-1. And we aren't playing the crossbar challenge, but we're just playing and getting chances because Jamaica has to play a little bit more directly, and that opens up for a lot of counter chances. So you get Leon and Lawrence and Collins and Lacasse and Prince, and then when they make substitutions and Grosso, and then Haidema, and then Viennes. And if you want to go deeper into the bench, you go Awujo, you go Smith, Chukwu steps onto the pitch. So I think I don't really see a scenario where Canada does lose this game other than worst case where it's just they're hitting everything but the net. But I think Canada takes this one on Tuesday in a celebration. Yeah. And for Canadian fans at that point, then we can really take a moment to breathe and take a look at this team and figure out what we have going into the World Cup and then starting getting ready for the what's it called? The Olympics and I said the World Cup. I'm always thinking World Cup in my mind.
And the Gold Cup as well. The Gold Cup.
Yeah, the Gold Cup. Yeah. But you can start that process and looking at players. So that is what we're looking at. So I think for that would be a further pitch. That is what it is. So I think those would be my 3 scores, my 3 possibilities. And from that point, I think this is a good spot to Chelsea with a red card. Well, this is
yeah, man. And the games are getting hot, people. All right.
Games are getting hot. So
I have my rabbit and rice and peas that I need to brush, Africans.
Hey,
so
brush it up.
We're burning on the building. People, we're going to be back. So please subscribe to African's channel. We're going to do the post-match over here again. After the game finishes, give or take. And we're going to start talking some football, So subscribe over here as well, people. All right? Yeah, man.
All right. So, guys, thank you again for being here again. And the game is on Tuesday. JD's going to have a live stream for that. I should be on that one for that, JD.
Yes,
because I won't be in Toronto. I will be in my home.
Yes.
Yes. So I'll be there for that, and we'll talk about it and keep the conversation going. But, guys, until then, thanks for being here this morning. And until next time, bye-bye for now.